Good morning. Thank you for joining us. This is today's live on Equa Television. And today we are going to be looking at the topic staying off toxic attitude and relationship. And I believe my cast are fully ready, to take us through this particular topic. And I believe because you trust us, and that is why you are glued to that TV, and because you always have something to take home. And as you know, the show is open because you can make your own contribution through the WhatsApp line that is there. Follow us on our Facebook, drop your comment, drop your contribution, what you feel concerning what we're going to be discussing. I have beautiful ladies in the house. Today I'm standing alone, but because I'm standing on the solid rock, let me just borrow one line and they use it for today. I have my beautiful sister, Prudence, and I have my colleague, Joyce Takada. And I have my beautiful sister.
Yeah. Beautiful sister, how are you?
And I have my wonderful neighbor.
Beautiful sister, and colleague. See, this relationship, from thank God I talk about toxic relationship. From today, see, we'll draw the line. We haven't drawn the line. It's going to be strictly about colleagueship. Anything that is not official.
Why are you taking this personal?
Anything that is not official. See, you just said we're going to be talking about staying off.
Yes,
Toxic relationship.
Relationship. Attitude.
So it is colleague. I'm your colleague now.
Yes.
I will be the best colleague you ever have. So right on.
And I'm proud of you. I'm proud to have you as a colleague.
Okay.
You know that, right?
You're welcome.
Yeah, I don't
I'm well
trust
guided.
this
I
smile,
cannot be
this smile. And when I talk about neighbor, she's my closest neighbor. We can easily do high five. For you can just do.
I understand. After sister, usually it's neighbor that is closer. Colleague, you can decide to just go and leave and you will not meet your colleague again. You can decide to change your job.
Don't get it
You
twisted.
can switch your career. You will not meet your colleague again. So let's keep it official.
He's sorry.
No, he doesn't need to apologize. He only apologize when you're wrong now. Are you wrong? Did you commit any of them?
No.
So colleague, you said you are
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
You guys are looking takeaway.
Thank you.
And
I don't want to be taken away. I don't want
by the right person.
take it away.
By the right person.
Okay.
Just imagine like Mr. Emmanuel coming later by 12, driving someone out for
Who's that?
lunch.
Okay. Okay. Now I get the memo.
Okay, so do well to join us this conversation today. Staying off toxic attitude and relationship. That's what we're going to be discussing today.
I'm so happy that this topic is coming today and it's really timely. Recall that on Monday we talked about planning the year, and then Tuesday we talked about when life throws dirt at you, and these are things you can't do without. We said on Monday that if you fail to plan, you have planned to fail. So you can't start the year hoping on miracles. You can't start the year and then thinking that, whatever the year gives me, that's what I'm going to take. I cannot just say I'm writing this, I'm writing that. I'll just live my life. Then it means that you're not ready for transformation. You're not ready to succeed, because with purpose comes planning. And with plans comes work. And there you find success. On Tuesday, we say when life throws death at you. Does life throw death at you? Of course, because 10% of what happened to you is life. You don't have, you don't sit down with life and say, see, I don't even bring disrespect close to me. Don't bring challenges. Don't bring disappointment. It's part of life. Recall the story of Jesus after fasting for 40 days. He was faced with temptation. And what helped him out was he knew the word. He had the word. And that was why he used that word to against the devil when he came to tempt him. So you see, in our day-to-day too, we must have plans. And if life is going to throw death at you, what would you do? Recall I said that 90% of what happened to you is your own input to what life gives you. So I also have a responsibility that when life throws disappointment at me, challenges, pain, I have a role to play. It's either I grow through it or I just live in the pain. And when you live in pain, it means that you go nowhere. You just be derailed. No wonder people could just commit suicide and all of that. And on Wednesday, we talk about addiction to debt. We say, yes, people take loans, people borrow, but some are addicted to it, that they just borrow for no reason. Some borrow to even pay debt. Some borrow money not because of a need, but because of a want. You want to tie a wrapper of 50,000 when you can buy the one of 3,000. That's what you can afford. But because your neighbor that earns 250,000 is buying that, you too, you want to compete with her. So people are addicted to borrowing, that they don't care the extent they can go, just so that they can borrow to meet up with standards that other people have actually set for themselves. We also talk about yesterday how that what did we talk about yesterday? Oh wow.
What did you talk about?
Yesterday was Thursday.
Yes.
And the conversation continued. Maybe before the end of the show, we'll still look at the topic. But it's also important that yes, being very vocal about your craft. So we say, even as you start the year, if you're not vocal, if you're not outspoken about your craft, nobody will know about you, nobody will patronize you. And now think about it, that you plan. Life is throwing debt at you. You are saying, oh, I want to overcome debt addiction. I want to be vocal about my craft. But you have a terrible attitude. Or you are engaged in terrible relationship. There's also always a saying that if like bad attitude or bad character is like a flat tire, you will not go anywhere unless you change it. And that's why we're saying, with all the plans that you have set out for the year, with all your determination to change from all the negative attitudes you have or you have been into, if you don't stay clear of toxic relationships, you still find yourself doing the same thing over and over again. So sometimes we are quick to just saying, oh, Prudence has bad attitude, this person has bad attitude. Oh, we are not checking our own selves. I've been stagnated, I've been here, people have been complaining about me, like, but still I feel to check myself. Where am I missing it? How can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people be saying the same thing about you? How can in a month 3, 4, 5 people, like, you are having one issue or the other with people, and then you think that is normal? No, people are just hating on you. You have to look within. There are some toxic traits, there are some toxic attitude in you that you must do away with it. And that's why the conversation today. So far beyond what you are seeing in other people, check yourself. That's where the point of change is. You have to take control and responsibility of the outcome of your life. And you can start by identifying those toxic traits in you and then doing away with it. If not, 2024 will end. Another one will come. And I pray that your toxic attitude will not swallow you. Like, you find time. Like, it won't be too late for you to change from it. You'll be able to look back and say, oh, I think this thing I'm doing is wrong. Let me just change from it. Because we've seen people lost properties, lost opportunities because of terrible attitude. People will not recommend you. In fact, when now everybody's trying to protect his name or his reputation. So by the time they say, oh, do you know who can do this? I'm not thinking about your skill. Now I'm thinking, would you deliver? Not go and collect money and not do the work, though you are good. But so you don't end up disappointing the person. I'll be like, I don't know anybody. Maybe you should find. I told my friend when she was planning for a wedding, I said, I hope I will not recommend anybody or like suggest anybody to you, because I know how you can just be a perfectionist. So any small mistake, I don't want you tomorrow to say, Joyce, you're the one that recommended this person. Look at the rubbish that this person did for me. So I say, I know your taste. So whatever you want, go for it. See, go for what you actually want, so that at the end of the day, you take responsibility of your action.
True. And these toxic people are everywhere. That is the bitter truth about it. Wherever you go, there's no place that says this place is void of toxic people. They are always everywhere. And a lot of times we fail to look at our own toxic nature. We're looking at another person's own. They said remove the log in your own eye before you can see another person's own. But our eye, as blind as it is, filled with logs, we are still having that ability to look at other people's own. So we should be able to see our own faults and be willing to work on it. If we do that, then it is easier to be able to know how you can avoid toxic people, and then the ones that need help, how you can help them. A lot of times they are so manipulative, they are so controlling, they are so jealous, they want to be in competition with you. You're not even aware that you are competing for anything, no, but they want to be in competition with you. Something you have, they don't need it, but they want to have it as well, just to prove a point to you, and you're not even you are oblivious of that thing that they are doing. So it is truly important to be able to stay away from toxic people. Truthfully, you have to decide that, okay, I don't want to be in this toxic relationship. I don't want to have toxic attitude of this kind of person, and then you cut off. A lot of times, even when they know that you're trying to cut off, since they are manipulative in nature, they want to play the victim. They play emotional blackmail. They want to find a way around. They lure you back into being there. So if you get to a point where you're deciding that I want to stay away, truly stay away, so that even when they come back trying to lure you back inside or control you, you have that stand already to be able to stay away. It is truly not easy. Imagine being in a relationship with somebody that abuses you physically, and he's constantly telling you, you cannot find anybody better than me. You will not make it out if you leave this place. You know, they tell you things that are lies. And then because you are constantly hearing those things over and over again, you believe them to be true. And then the day that you're coming out of it is like a total freedom.
And that's why I say I hope you will not be late.
Yes, a lot of times, really, some people don't have that privilege to even come out of it. A lot die in this kind of toxic relationships. A lot of them get intimidated and they feel that is life. I have to just deal with it. That is what brings low self-esteem in a lot of cases. You see somebody that is very good in this thing. He can do this and that, but he's not sure of himself. I'm not good enough. What will people think of me?
You can even tell Jemima where this person will be in the next 1, 2, or 3 years. But because he or she is engaged in a particular relationship that is toxic and filled with manipulation, the person that is in charge, or the manipulative person, or the toxic person, keeps making, like, he will keep making you feel, or she will keep making you feel you can't make it without me.
A lot of times you see a promising young man. He is educated, he is intelligent, but he is hanging around with drunkards. He's hanging around with some people in a particular area that they just beat you and collect things from you. They steal from you. You'll be wondering, is this person not thinking? Can't he see his future is bright? A lot of times they are really manipulative. They close your eye to every good thing that has to do with you, and they want you to just be in that cage forever and ever. But truly, if you have that opportunity to leave, flee. Don't even run. Just
do you know I have a question? I have a question, sorry, to ask Mr. Solo, Prudence, Jemima. Like, how can I be in a relationship and you mean well for me, and you see opportunities and I don't come to your mind? Isn't my relationship with yours toxic? Why will I be in a business that you don't support? Like, you don't promote, you don't tell people about what I do. Yet you are in a business and you want me to be up and about.
And you are having
why is it that
when
cases
is the person that is fighting the business that you are doing?
Do you understand?
Because he feels you are earning more than him. So he feel
You see, toxic people, they come in a different clothing. They make you feel like, oh, you need me. And that's why some people even get to the point of getting married to such people, because they make you feel, if you leave me, you amount to nothing. If you leave me, you amount to nothing. They make you feel like, see, the ladder that you need to go up there, and then for years you are stagnated. So is that not enough for you to sit back and think that I don't understand? If you really mean well for me, I should not be here.
It's like the toxic people used to carry that ability of you to think. Like, they take it away. So you don't even find yourself thinking.
That constantly they keep saying things to you.
Yes.
That
you won't even find yourself thinking.
You see, sometimes it gets to a point that you begin to think that this person is the best thing that has happened to me, and that's because that person has drummed it into your head.
Yeah, he's actually the worst thing that
has
happened to you.
So, but the thing is, as much as we're talking about those from the outside, how much of time do we spend checking out ourselves whether we're being that person that we hate? And what I mean by that person that we hate is, what if I'm the one who is toxic?
Hmm.
What if I'm the one that is trying to pull somebody else down?
Mhm.
Do we take time to do that? We need to, as much as we don't like that people keep us back and hold us back, we should also not hold anybody back. I should not be the person that, or the reason that somebody is stagnated. I cannot be, and I should not be. It's something that if you determine it in your heart, you would not be doing that. You will be able to get ahead of that and over that. And a lot of times you find this kind of people, especially in families. See, the family is the best thing that can happen to you, and it is also the worst thing that can happen to you. It's an interesting two sides of a coin. Sometimes the family is your best push. They're the ones that are telling you, you can do this, get ahead, go ahead and do this. And then there's also that other part of the family that can be so jealous. You know how you find jealousy between siblings? Sometimes it includes parents as well. I don't understand
It
how a
happened with
parent does
Joseph.
that.
In
But-
the Bible.
True, very true.
Yes.
Very true. I think there was bits and pieces of it with David, but he was just over that. So, but there are times that you find yourself in those kind of relationships. Now, this is where I have a question.
Hmm.
If, for instance, you find it that it is your family that is the cause, or is your family that is that toxic relationship that you're having. I was talking to somebody just recently, and this person says, so she has this sister, and this sister is really has a very bad character, and it seems like today they are talking in good terms, tomorrow she's going behind her back to tell the world God knows what, to paint her sister black. And she's like, okay, so I've washed my hands off this girl, and I'm not going to think of her as a sister anymore. In fact, if somebody asks me, what about your sister, I don't even remember that she's a sister. So should that be the attitude that we should approach? Yes, I know we're talking about keeping off toxic relationships, and that's why I'm bringing this kind of question. Should that be the attitude? Is that the best way to actually deal with that kind of thing?
Well, this question is a critical one, and then when you talk about family is key, and if you check society, that's the first unit, right? Yeah, is the coming together of families that forms community, and that's why you find out when the family is getting it wrong, and then they all go to a particular church. It affects the church. It affects its growth. It affects its totality, everything, because it's the reflection of the family that you will see in that gathering. You understand? But you see, God have created balance for us in all of the situations, because the Bible is the complete book. I just mentioned Joseph. You saw how the brothers dealt with him at a particular time, throw him in the well, and then later now decide that we should just sell him, and so on and so forth. And then you see the journey. But what was his reaction? What was his response to that hatred and that evil that the entire siblings, keep Benjamin aside, you understand? And they are your seniors, and you'll begin to see, like, these are the people that I'm supposed to look up to. Like, if you take the father and the mother, who next? Are the older ones. That's the way you will
That's
keep
why he was
and
always sharing his drinks with them, because he was looking up to them.
You see, I didn't even see it from that angle. You understand? But look at it at the end when he saw them. That's the balance that the Bible is trying to create in this toxic world, because you need that, and it comes from your knowledge of Christ. Because if care is not taken, the world will now teach you how to deal with such kind of people. That is where the world will bring something like no grief for anybody. Yes. You understand? So we just have to know that God called us and he set us apart to set a standard of how he wants his kingdom to be reflected here on earth. So we just have to be mindful constantly. But it doesn't just happen. Even those that always, like, constantly seek the face of God, that they just want to live a perfect life through Christ, it's not just easy. It's not. Because at particular point, Elijah told God to kill him because of toxic people around him, and he felt things are not working. People are not understanding what God is saying through him. Like, can you just take me? So if Elijah, the almighty Elijah, can think that way and tell God, God already has a plan for him, that he's going to, he is not going to allow him to face death, right? But he didn't know about that plan. But that's a perfect plan for him. But look at what he's asking. Less than what God already designed for him. So what I'm trying to say is the gravity of sometimes how these toxic people can just choke you, and you just feel, God, can you just suspend that plan and just do my own plan? So it's not easy, but we just have to understand that, the Bible, the word of God, is there for us to create balance. But for you to implement that balance, for you to show that light, for you to show that you are that salt, for you to show that, yes, you know who you are serving, it's not easy. But you just have to know that, the Bible is the ultimate. Sometimes, yes, you will feel, yes, let me just forget about this person. Like for me, there was a time that my younger brother called me, and maybe because it was phone call, I don't know, he said all that he wanted to say, that he had that, I collect this, I did that, blah 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 blah. Okay, he will dare me, I will see it. I said, it's okay, it's fine. I said, it's fine, there's no problem. But you know what? Let me remind you, that same thing that you are accusing me, be mindful, have it at the back of your heart, of your mind, that if you get it wrong, everything you said is going to reverse back. So I raise my case.
You see, to respond again to what question that Prudence is saying, we all came from a family, and that we share the same blood does not mean that, okay, that's how our mindset, our belief. Do you know that there are families where you see this person is an atheist, this person is a Christian, this person is a Muslim, this person. People grow to a point of choosing. Even the Bible says that you have that right to choose, and that is why the scripture only present to you the way, the truth. So, but it is not, you are not forced, and that is why you see, like, some relief from some religion, you see that people who grow up, were given birth to a certain religion, they grow up and say, no, I want to go this way. Why? Because they have come to this awareness that I no longer believe in this, I want to take this part. And you find that even in how we relate to each other, even in the family, there are some that because of peer pressure or because of exposure, they adopt certain attitude, certain character, certain lifestyle that they do not believe in their sibling or in their parents. There are children, there are girl child that will tell you that, see, this lifestyle, this prostitution that I found myself, my mother introduced me to that. There are boys that will tell you this stealing that I'm doing or this armed robbery is my dad that introduced me to that. He grows to a point of knowing that stealing is wrong. She grows to a point of knowing prostitution is wrong. But should we continue, or because my father is saying, see, I invested in you by sending you to school, and so you must be an armed robber, and you must bring returns to me. That's a toxic trait. Why? Because it is a wrong thing. I shouldn't, because we are family, I should tour this same path with you, having known that, see, this thing is wrong. So what we're saying, staying off, it has a way of influencing your character. It has a way of influencing your lifestyle, where you continually dwell amidst toxic people, or when you keep toxic relationship. even if it's within your family. There are people that have to break that chain and say, I'm no longer living here. They live where their family are and they go and settle somewhere else. It doesn't mean they won't communicate with their parent. They do. But they have found out that, see, this way of thinking that is because of this environment that I have grown out. The things I continue to hear day in, day out. That's why I'm just like this. I'm just stagnated. So they need to just pull out and they leave. You see, God's plan for our life is for good and not for evil. And that's why the scriptures say, see, if this finger will cause you to sin, cut from it. That you are my family and then you're doing the wrong thing. I should not continue patting your back or accommodating that because I don't want to, or my blood, I don't want to do. You talk to the person that this thing is wrong. Since you've come to the awareness that thing they're saying or they're doing is wrong, talk to the person. But if the person is telling you or has power or by virtue of batteries ahead of you and he feels you cannot tell me this, then you should not continue to accommodate that thing that person is saying that will get to the point of influencing you. You can just love from distance. You don't have to, like when we say stay off toxic, it's not you hating people. It's or not
cutting
you
off totally.
Like you cut off the person in a way that, oh, this person has become your enemy. But you can define the relationship. Now, this staying off is setting boundaries.
Yes.
That's it.
When you say stay off toxic people, set boundaries. That in my conversation with you, this is how it's going to be. When it enters this dimension, I'm out of it.
Out.
That in my relationship with you, it is about this. And then when it's crossing this, and that's why I always say people should have values. People should have standards. It will guide who you choose to relate with. It will guide the people. In fact, you don't even have to tell, don't come close to me, I don't want to be your friend. When they see your lifestyle, they
if you
know
say that you are not even ready.
You understand? They can see you from and know that, Kai, this person will not even accommodate because apparently our lifestyle or how we live is as far as night and day. While the things that appease me is different, what is appeasing? So how can we be friends? You see? So that's why sometimes I say if you're a person of many friends or everybody has his way, there's something questionable about your character. Your values and your standard naturally should make people know that this is the limit. So staying off toxic people is about setting boundaries. That this is the extent I can go. This is, once you get to this, you cannot cross it. Why would I keep somebody that lies, continuous lying? You sooner or later I become one of. That's why I say when you say I have 4 friends, but these 4 of them are fools. You didn't count well. You're actually 5 fools. You understand? And that's why the Bible says he who walks with the wise is wise. So why would if you keep toxic people, you also become toxic. If you have people that are manipulative in nature, you too, you start being manipulative. So when you find yourself in such relationship or such environment, I like the fact that you said it shouldn't just be about people. And that's why earlier on I said to look inward. What threats? There are things that are likely to be toxic in us too that we do not know. Because why we're busy, like Jemima said, looking at other people. So what are the toxic threats in me? When I'm able to deal with that toxic threat, it's easy for me to see another one and just avoid it. I wouldn't want to find myself where I used to be. You see, this life is a journey. It's a journey, and that's why I say every day when you sleep, you wake up. See, God has not given up on you. You are still a work in progress. There's something he wants to do with you, but don't wake up and continue in that same attitude. The point of change is the point of taking responsibility. When somebody does something that is wrong and is remorseful and he knows that this thing I did is wrong, I'm sorry about it, then there's hope. But you do something that is outrightly wrong and you're proud of that wrong thing. You're more than toxic. You understand? Do you know there are people that they will do wrong thing and then you're saying this thing is wrong, but they will defend it to the latter. It is wrong, but they will defend. It's not me, it's this. Or they will even play the victim.
In fact, some will tell you that is the way I am. That is how I am. If you can't take it, go. They don't even want to be helped.
As if the person is being created for himself.
Yes, like you that you're bringing that to his or her notice. You see that you want to help. It's a way for you to help, but they just make you look like it wasn't a good decision.
You know, I was conversing.
That is the way I am. That's how I have been. Everybody go and ask people. They know me like that. That's not something you should be proud of. Really.
With somebody lately, and I was like, see, you have this kind of friend, and a lot of people are complaining about this person's character, behavior, and all of that, and you've been close to this person. Don't you advise? Don't you think you should find a way of helping this person? Because if I have a friend and I say you are my friend, then I should be responsible too for you.
Yes,
Because
sure,
for me
sure.
to make you my friend, I should be able to help you. You see, there are people that will just tell you that me or that's the person's life, that's none of my business. Then you are not a good friend. So I was conversing with this person. I was not saying don't you think you should talk to this person, like help the person? And the person said that you think I've not. I have tried several times, but this person cannot be helped. This is more than being toxic. If somebody close to you can say that you cannot be helped, no, it calls for a retreat. Like you should go for a retreat,
check out yourself,
and then reminisce. No, you can't continue like that. You can't. Some people have influenced a lot of people into terrible attitudes, and they make you feel there's nothing wrong with that. And that is why don't wallow in that relationship to the extent that you cannot be helped. Some of this attitude, people grow in certain environment that they see nothing wrong with that. And when they come out from that environment, they still carry it and still think that nobody can do anything about it, or I don't care, it's my life.
They are carrying it to promote it.
Like it's
in
my
their new
life.
environment.
When I hear that, it's my life, I'll be like, ask the rich man in the Bible. Go back and read the story of that rich man. When you are busy shouting, it's my life, go back and read.
It's not your
He
life.
said that I will marry, I will enjoy myself, and God says, see this fool, this night I will take your life. This night. So the pride, what's up with the pride and the entitlement? It was the ECWA president that said during the chapel hour that, see, that your life is grace. So why the pride? So if the only reason why I'm living is grace, I should walk in humility. Walk in humility. Strive to be a better version of yourself. Don't be proud of that negative attitude that you have. No, but strive to work on it and be a better version of yourself. God forbid that you get to the point that people say you can't be helped. No, it's not a good place to be.
Exactly, very true. And you know, one other toxic trait that a lot of people have is the blame game. Nobody wants to take responsibility. It's like, I can never be wrong. It has to be somebody else's fault that this is happening to me, or it has to be somebody else's fault that I am in this circumstance that I am in. It has to be because it is the government's fault that I'm where I am. It is the government's fault that I'm. It is Joyce who caused
you fail exam, so, and you say it's because he didn't teach you well, but another person got A.
So how did he? So that's one very toxic trait that a lot of us have, and we are not even aware that we are toxic. We are toxic even to the people around us, because over time this person gets tired of hearing that it's your fault that I'm in this circumstance. It's not his fault. You just decided not to do what you are supposed to do. And a lot of times, a million times over, we do that, and we complain also. It's like the blame game and complaining go hand in hand. If you're always blaming someone for something, you would always be complaining that you're not getting something. And that automatically makes you entitled. And because of that, you begin to guilt trip people and manipulate people. Oh my goodness, it's just the train. It just keeps going and going and going. And a lot of times, because we don't take our time to parallel our lives, especially as we are here, we're talking most especially to our fellow brothers and sisters. We are supposed to pattern our lives according to the word of God. And because we are not doing that, we end up always making the wrong choices, doing the wrong things. We always end up being toxic to people that are around us. We need to check it out. This year, we can't continue like that. It needs to be a different thing.
You know, we started by saying, the beginning of the year, we started by saying it start with reflection, right? Sitting down, reflect, and then rewind. What was the...
When you rewind, you pause.
Yeah.
Then you reflect.
They reflect. They say, so I actually did this. Okay. Was it the right decision? No. Okay. I'm sorry. whoever. Maybe at that point I offended Prudence, Priest Prudence. Can we get it right? I know it was a wrong move. Okay, this one was a wrong step. This one was a wrong strategy. You know, so talking about being toxic, staying off toxic attitude. When you talk about toxic, I'm talking about myself. Yes, it's me.
It's
Not
first
staying
me.
toxic attitude of prudence. No,
No,
it's me.
first.
So reflecting, it starts with me. Sitting down here, like, okay, can I reflect back 2023? What really went on? And then you check what are the good things, what are the bad things. All the negativity will say they are the bad attitude that someone activated, in the past year. So how can I do away with that and then project in the future, in the 2024, and hopeful that 2024 is going to be better? Like we rightly said here, it's not the year that will give you, it's you that will put in the year. So it will reflect at the end. This is what you have done. Not at the end you are saying the year didn't give you something. What the year, you understand? So what are those things? Then it starts with open heart and taking responsibility, like you rightly
Yes.
said. You understand? Okay, for this, let me be responsible for all of this wrong, and then say, okay, I am sorry for where I should say I'm sorry, and then and to adjust and to say, okay, this is how I'm going to strategize to go to get this things right. Okay, in this thing, I noticed that this and this and this and this went wrong. This decision and that, I didn't really get it right. But I noticed this person and that person were in that kind of in that particular situation that made me to take that wrong part or wrong decision. So what do? Then I define how I relate with those people. You understand? That's where she was talking earlier that like keeping full, around you is not the ideal thing, because the Bible made it clear, you that flock with fools, definitely you are a fool too. You at the end, yes, that's what she said. You are not counting well.
You're probably a bigger one.
You understand?
For living
Because
your
you are the
life
one that is even
and
accommodating
choosing
them.
to
Because you
accommodate
have the space, you are the bigger one.
But
I
Sam
think,
Solomon, just think of it. If
yes.
we approach life every day, working on ourselves, being better version. Like, think of how the world will be a better place.
Yes.
But every day we live, we just live carelessly, like this.
Playing games and complaining.
Yes, you just wake up. I don't care. It's my life. This is all is talks like this that brought us to where we are.
Sure.
You
Sure,
understand
sure.
the height of irresponsibility littered everywhere. People that it's my life. Is your life how? This is not who God created you to be. So let's approach life daily with the mindset of being a better version of ourselves. Sometimes some people grow up in a home that they were well brought up, but they go to school and go and mingle with people that have toxic traits. They come back and their parents are surprised. Their family members are surprised. Like, this is not who you used to be. And because they have some ideologies that now you're grown, you are responsible for your life. Anything, don't care about whatever has been embedded in you. Just live your life, and then you just see. Like, some people find themselves in work environments. Do you know there are certain people that it is anytime you meet with them that you do things that you don't want to do?
Yes.
Yeah.
Those people are
Yes.
toxic.
Very true.
You come to work, for example, and then you're just doing your thing, but there's certain colleague that anytime you meet is gossip. This person is toxic. If that anytime we meet, what I'm thinking of is, Sam Solomon, do you not know that you can sell this and get this? I heard you talk about the fact that you need money to do this, but I have this idea in mind that there are certain people that even at your workplace, that if you meet them, you can't gossip with them. Because you can only be the one to pass the information. They don't have response for it. So you see, that means tomorrow I can't even tell you anything.
It's waste of time.
And there are people that you go to them, it is only ideas you talk about. It is only I'm thinking of this business or that business. That's what they have already, that's the boundaries that they have set. But there are some people that you don't have anything to discuss apart from gossip. It's either they're asking, what's the quality of this hair? How much is this shoe? Did you see this on Instagram? This lady have opened shop. Did you see it's always about people. That's the only conversation that they have. That's the only thing they can bring to the table. Talk about people. Where you are struggling, they can't help you. They cannot help you. In your struggles, they cannot assist you. In your weaknesses, they cannot help you. And that's why I say gone are the days that people make friends on the basis of, this is my weakness. This person has strength in this area. Let her be my friend so that she can help me. Now the friendship, what attracts friendship is weakness.
Yes.
Since I'm good at gossiping, this girl too is very good. Let's
Then you
come
become
together.
very close.
That anytime you meet first, it's like this, mama. There's
Premium
Wages.
updates.
I couldn't wait for morning. No, did you see this person's post? Then they start.
I saw it. I was waiting.
So that's the only thing you can bring to. That's a toxic trait.
True.
When things that you shouldn't do, but when you are amidst that people or the circle of that association, that's what you find yourself doing. That means it's a toxic environment for you to stay off.
You know,
Don't
And
hate
growth-
people.
And
Exactly.
growth comes from a point where people are pointing out your areas of weakness and you
are
accept.
working.
Yeah.
But a lot of times we don't accept. So instead of building a defense mechanism, why don't you go back and sit down and check? Just like you said earlier, 4-5 people cannot be talking about the same thing and you neglect it. They wouldn't have held a meeting and decided, okay, let's come and talk about the same thing. No. If many people are seeing the same thing, you need to go and sit down and talk to yourself. You need to sit down. Before talking to yourself, you need to find out, okay, these things they are saying, how true is it? And really, if you go down the line, you will see that they are right
snippets
in
of
what they are
truth.
saying, and you should be able to help yourself. But if you're not willing to accept, you want to build reasons why, you have 101 excuses for why you're doing that, then truthfully, there's no growth for you.
You
You
know-
will not learn.
You know something I read of recent? Said this is what happens when you begin to do all the wrong things. You begin to feel more empty and you want to fill up the space, and then you get to do the wrong things more because you feel, because that's where your thoughts just automatically goes. So I'm just building on the point where she spoke about, if you have four fools for friend, then you are the fifth one, or even the worst one of them all. That's how it is in life. The more you feed yourself with something, the more you hunger for it. So what are you feeding yourself with? If you're feeding yourself with toxicity, then at the end of the day, you are going to definitely be toxic and poisonous. I'm adding the two words. It has to go together. Then but the more that you are feeding yourself with grace, even what you're speaking will be grace to somebody else. So that's all the more reason why we are all encouraged daily. If you really study the word of God, you are encouraged daily to live your life patterned in grace, because you have received grace. You should dish out grace.
And it's important, Prudence, that if you are staying off toxic attitudes or relationship, you shouldn't be empty.
No,
Because if you're empty,
Constantly
toxicity will
refilled.
still come back.
Yes.
So now you have to refill. If what you have continuously fed yourself with toxicity, then what you should do now is you should be open to fill yourself up with positive things.
yes.
I should be around positive. I should be positive one.
Positive first.
Then have positive people. The information that will come into my head, whatever I'm feeling myself, we should be positive. See, have you had a friend that you did not plan to pray, but because of you see your friend and then you find yourself praying? Have you had a friend that you did not plan to study the word, but because of a conversation you had with your friend, you had to go back home and create time, like go back to your altar, and then it's time for you to pray? Do you have a friend that will say, like, let's put our hands together and pray? You finish conversing with the friend, will say, let's pray about it. Have you had a friend or an association that you sit down with, and then after lamenting, and the person spoke with you and you have hope back? These are association that you should keep. Have you been worried, disturbed about certain situations? So, don't worry, I have somebody that can help you with this. These are association that you keep, not association that will continue to derail you and keep you static or stagnant. So as you're staying off toxic people, then you should find the right association. But he that walks with the wise is wise.
Wise.
you're not thinking of any business idea, but I have 4 friends and all of them, this one is talking about this business, that is talking about that business, and they are telling you, you're good at this thing. Oh, don't you think you should consider doing this? These are people that that should be around my circle, not a person that say, how much did you buy this your shoe? Me, I have a friend that sells the one of higher quality. I'm going to go and buy it, and then making you feel stupid for what you have.
True. And one thing I notice is toxic people, they get so angry when someone else is doing the same thing they are doing. Let's say I have this flair for telling lies, and then you are telling me lies. I get so angry that you're lying to me, forgetting that I am also
have you seen the tip
a
that they
bird
stole from
of the
before? Hey God.
You would rain
Don't steal
abuses
from
and insults because they stole something from him, and
It
he
will
has
not go
been.
well with this person. Like,
That's
seriously.
your job.
100 operation that you have carried out.
And that is your job. So why are you now angry? So if you don't like it, if you hate it so much, why don't you stop it? And really, another thing I thought of was if you are stopping, you have to be resistant, because the day you decide to stop, that is when temptations of that particular toxicity will be coming to you. So you have to develop resistance. That is why you need to associate yourself with people that would make you better. But then those people will not be around your life 24 hours. So you have to build resistance, that when they are not there and that temptation comes to you, you would be able to do away with it. Imagine I am a very good gossiper and I decided to stop doing that, and I am working at it, and the next person gets me, hey, do you know what happened? Hey, no, don't worry, I'm not interested. You know, you don't have to shout, hey, leave me, I am stopping it. No, but you have to find a way to help yourself to stop it. And the moment you keep doing it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, they would give up and eventually leave you. So you have to build resistance and speak to yourself constantly. Even when you find yourself trying to go back to, hey, remember you said you were going to stop it. Do you know that? Always remind yourself, talk to yourself, and it would truly help.
Let it be beyond just New Year resolution. You know, be deliberate about it, because all the people that are engulfed, you know, swallowed by this issue of New Year resolution, highest give them from now to March.
It should
High,
not.
no, the highest.
March
Just
is far.
March is
give them
actually
from
far.
He's
from
being
here to
generous.
March.
But
I'm
then again,
I'm being
you know,
generous.
January. But then again, it shouldn't be a New Year resolution. Rather, it should be a lifetime decision.
Exactly.
It's your life. We agree, it's your life. Yes, it's your life, but you make decisions, and for every decision, be it good or bad, there's always a consequence. There's always a repercussion. For the good, it turns out good. That's why the whole whatever you reap thing is what you sow. The Bible was not mixing words when he said
But
that.
Prudence, if it's your life,
Whatever
that
you
means
sow,
will not
you will
give
reap.
account of it. You have you had
No,
people say, if I
let me
perish, I
let me
perish.
give
It's
my
decision.
point.
Why would you go and give account on the last day?
Let me
It's
give-
your life.
let me explain what I'm saying. See, I'm saying that if you agree that it is your life, if you're working towards destruction, you're working towards destruction by your own self, with your own hands.
So don't blame anybody.
Don't
at the end.
don't blame, don't apportion blame at the end of the day. But if you notice, those that are toxic, even when they are, they will blame.
They'll finish saying, it's my
You are
life. If I
heading
perish,
towards
I perish.
I perish.
Wait until the police arrest them. You
Say,
see them
it's
like
my
this.
parents' fault that this happened.
Do you know what? Let me give you this story. I was somewhere, and then these guys be threatening people. You go and smoke all manner of things and carry knife. If anybody try me, I will stab the person. He kept disturbing people in the area. And they're saying, why you smoke? You just sit in front of the house and you're smoking. See your parents just right behind you. Don't disturb me. If
It's my
anybody,
life.
it's my life. I will stab. I will kill everybody here. That night, the police stormed the area and they went straight to the room and they picked him. So while they were going with him, he tried jumping from back of the hillocks, and then he fell on the tarred road. And I think he broke his leg or he had injuries because there were blood on his body, and he was screaming. The policemen just dropped down. Then they were looking. So you are trying to escape, and he was
Another
shouting.
offense.
He was shouting and crying. Male, help me! Male, help me! We were even thinking that the car hit the guy on the road, and then Male, help me. They went and they checked. It's not this person that was shouting earlier on. I'll kill everybody. I'll kill everybody. Male, help me. They will kill me. They will kill you. You were responsible for your life. You can kill everybody. Now they picked you. I even jump. You want to run. That they will go and kill him. They will kill him. That they should help him. Oh, you actually need help. I thought you are responsible for your life and all of that. So you see, like the point that Prudence was trying to make, people will say, it's my life. Wait until something happens. They'll start shouting, help me, help me. No, if you are trying to help yourself in that situation.
It's because I'm in this situation, everybody deserted me.
But when you're about to take the decision, you were cautioned about it. But you refused, you took that decision. And when life started happening to you, when you started reaping the consequences of that decision, you say, because I'm in this situation, everybody just deserted me, and then you forget. So people need to move from that. The blame game is also being manipulative and also a toxic trait. You see, toxic people want you to be responsible for their happiness.
Yes.
When they are sad, they blame you. They are not happy, they will blame you.
Yes.
When they are happy, it is them that make themselves happy. So there are people that are in a relationship or in friendship that you are always struggling to make your friend happy. Your friend is not even concerned about your own happiness or anything. And everything, when things and they always blame you. Why are you stuck there? Is there chain that tied you to that kind of environment? There's
that
greatness.
chain of that manipulation that tied them.
There's greatness.
You need to wake up,
There's
lose that
greatness
chain.
in
Yes, that greatness.
And
You
because
wake it up.
And because it is invisible, you have no idea the extent that it has gone in destroying you.
And you see, this life of manipulation is my life and the rest. Ladies mostly are the ones that falls victim
Do you know how many of us are here?
of
are you
that.
aware?
No. I'm with you people. I'm with you people because the male folk, they are very good. Most of them are very good in doing that. Yes, because they just want to keep you. They just want to make you to feel less of yourself. They just want to make you feel like without them, there's nothing good that will come out. And then this person is a Christian. This person worship God in her own way. This person is very active, is an active member in choir or youth fellowship and the rest. And then forgetting what the Bible is saying concerning her. She's looking up to that guy that just kept her there. Like he doesn't even care about her happiness. You can imagine a lady that is earning more than me. She's my girlfriend. Instead of me to support her, at least, by what she's getting, she will not later see what I can do and also support me. And then together we will support each other. I don't see a relationship that you mean good for each other and you don't see opportunity. Like when you see someone thriving and you say you are together with that person and you are angry and you feel threatened. And that's what happened. Somebody who can just open up and tell his girlfriend it's because you are opportune. That's why you are talking to me like that. It's because you get money. You have money, and that's why you are talking to me like that. You feel I don't want to do anything. You feel I'm just there. And so on and so forth.
They'll come to you and say, congratulations. You got this offer. Oh wow, I heard you got employed in so please. Congratulations. They will turn back and say, why did they put this person here? They'll crumble the organization and toxic people.
And then they begin to
doom on you. Just give her 2 months.
Yes, I read something yesterday. I laughed that her ex told her that nothing good will come out of her. Then the next relationship, the guy is sponsoring her trip to UK. Okay.
Someone was saying that he was asked in an interview that what's the worst advice that you've heard, and he said in relationship you are told that find somebody that loves you more, and I'm sure a lot of us have had that advice that when he loves you more or when she loves you more, that's a good relationship. And this person said that's the worst relationship advice, and he was asked, so what is the best? And he said you should write down all the things you want in your partner. He said write it down. Then when you finish writing it, be that person. Start being deliberate about that thing you want in a partner. So imagine how the union will be.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So instead of me saying that this guy that I'm in a relationship, I'm the one that loves him more. No, let me leave him and look for the one that loves me more. It's still being manipulative and being toxic.
Yes.
And
You should-
selfish.
You should write what
Yes.
you want.
Mm.
But in writing what you want, start being those things that you
person.
want.
Exactly.
Mm.
And you attract the same person.
I think that's the take home
True.
for me, you
Mhm.
know. And this session, I'm just short of words, you know. Wonderful contribution from this wonderful, beautiful sisters of mine.
add
Yeah,
that to
you
me.
know.
You
I wish.
you
I
like
wish.
like this, it is gone.
Oh, the lie is on duty
I'll
today.
shoot all of you.
Please, oh, please, please, please,
Let's
please.
get out of this scenario.
Thank you, Prudence. Thank you, Joyce. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Jemima, for doing this today. And then for the viewers out there, we really appreciate you sitting tight and then doing this with us. We hope you can still connect with us on Monday so that we can have a fresh discussion that will have something to go home with. This is Equa Television. Please keep watching. And thank you so much. Be kind to one another. Bye-bye for now. And God bless you.